All right, so come here illegally, break our laws, spit in the face of the very system that actual Americans work to have their money confiscated. To support, no worries. Apparently that's fine by LA standards. And God forbid an adult actually wants to enforce our laws. Then it's the cops' fault and the federal government's fault for sowing chaos, which in LA is apparently fine to throw bricks at cops for that. That's basically what the mayor said.
What we're seeing in Los Angeles is chaos that is provoked by the administration. When you raid Home Depot and workplaces, when you tear parents and children apart, and when you run armored caravans through our streets, you cause fear and you cause panic. And deploying federalized troops is a dangerous escalation.
How about no, Scott? I mean, that's a dangerous, not a word about the reason that those people, the cops, the federal troops, why they're there in the first place, Karen, because you didn't enforce any of the laws. Forget immigration laws. And the reason these cops are having to use armored cars to drive down the street is because of this. Because your city, it's apparently fine, Karen. It's a dumpster fire of unaccountability with hooligans hucking bricks at cop cars. Which, by the way, the last time someone launched a brick over a bridge, not only were they tried as an adult outside of California, but they were hit with second-degree murder charges. While that goes on, you've got a city council member encouraging escalation from there.
And they know how quickly we mobilize. That's why they're changing tactics. Because community defense works and our resistance has slowed them down before. And if they're escalating their tactics, then so are we. When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger.
Wow, that sounds an awful lot worse than, what did Trump say? Oh, right.
That everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Well, by the left standards, that apparently was inciting an insurrection and a riot. He was impeached, then tried to remove him from ballots. They spent the next 4 years in and out of court. Everybody around him was indicted. And 1,600 people were charged in association from that day? Because the left said, oh, Trump knew what he was doing and he was actually inciting a riot. Okay, Pam Bondi, apply that legal standard to every single person at these LA riots. Trump noted this.
What does your intel tell you about these people causing all the problems in LA? Are they people ICE is trying to deport, or are they professional agitators?
The people that are causing the problem are professional agitators. They're insurrectionists. They're bad people. They should be in jail.
Yeah, they should be in jail. This all started because ICE raided a worker station at the Home Depot that was harboring and assisting illegals, many with criminal records. Psst. That's a crime.
We didn't cause this. I mean, this reaction is not normal. We are enforcing the law as written.
Yeah. And you would think someone in Congress would know that it's actually the president's job to do this. Here, look, don't take my word for it. He, the president, shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed. But nope, not Mr. I'm writing a book about my 24-hour filibuster.
But remember, a lot of these peaceful protests are being generated because the President of the United States is sowing chaos and confusion by arresting people who are showing up for their immigration hearings, who are trying to abide by the law. He's arresting them.
Dude, like, the city is literally burning. Yeah, this is not even close to peaceful. And Gavin Newsom, he's the worst. I guess his run to the center in hopes of a presidential bid is pretty much over at this point. He seems more concerned about the criminals than law and order.
Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me.
Okay, Tom, oblige this man. I mean, really? This is, you're saying, Gavin, that this is for your community? Is this community right here? Armando Ordaz, one of the guys that was picked up, convicted of sexual battery, receiving stolen property and theft. Or Chong Chang Fang, convicted of second-degree murder. Oh, how about Rolando Enriquez, convicted of sexual penetration with a foreign object? Who knows what that was? Assault with intent to rape and burglary. I mean, great community to defend there, Gavin. You're on the wrong side of a 90-10 issue again. And the same guy calling for federal law enforcement officers a bunch of thugs for arresting people remember when Gavin Newsom sent federal agents to interview children without their parents, children at elementary schools to rat out teachers who didn't follow his mask edict? Thanks, Gavin. You guys absolutely applauded when governors like Tim Walz, you guys are criticizing the National Guard. Tim Walz activated the National Guard in his home state to shoot people in the face with paintball guns who were sitting on their own porch on their own property during COVID. You'd rather criticize the people you put on the front lines to defend the community than the illegals that broke the laws to get here and continued to do so when they did. Many of whom already had committed crimes, and almost all of which were picked up with already deportation orders. These cops, these guardsmen, and now, reportedly, the 500 additional Marines that Pete Hegseth apparently activated, and whoever else ended up going there, they have to put their helmets and bulletproof vests on to go to work on streets of American cities. Because you, Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass, basically every other Democrat out there, have failed to enforce even the most basic laws. Anybody surprised by this? Like, who saw this coming in California, right? You've sat idly by while stores get I mean, hell, you guys basically made it legal to steal anything under $1,000 in value. And you're mad? Why? Because burglars, rapists, and murderers are actually getting rounded up by the federal government to get them the hell out of our communities? That's a good thing. I feel for these officers. And the other thing, too, as a military dude, like, what point do these cops have to consider, like, hey, it's time to use lethal force? Simple question that I would pose to any one of the Democrats in opposition of these ICE raids, any of the people that are saying these protests are mostly peaceful. Here's a question, Gavin. If someone was about to huck a brick at your husband, your wife, your father, your mother, your son, your daughter, would you draw your weapon? I mean, I definitely would, without hesitation. So why are our law enforcement officers being forced to stand under overpasses like that while they're being shot with paintballs and having Molotov cocktails thrown at them and bricks dropped on their head? What happens when one of these officers gets killed? What are you going to say to the family? Let's game this out. Sorry, we told them to act like sitting ducks? At what point do you tell officers to shoot someone that might kill you? Trump should just come right out and say, I'll pardon any law enforcement officer charged with any crime for responding to these riots. You want this to stop? The good guys got to win here. You can't let people burn cars and loot stores, waving Mexican flags, rioting in the street, blocking traffic, and lobbing rocks at cops. Start neutralizing threats before a cop gets killed.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.